Hi everybody, welcome to Queer Stories on the Swan, a podcast where two gay men chat and discuss all things queer in the Perth LGBTQIA+ community. I'm your host Chris.
And I'm your other host Christo, and in today's episode we're talking to Tim Campbell, his story of discovering who he is and the groups and events he's involved in.
So sit back and enjoy the show. All right, we're here for episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. I'm sorry, that's a Star Wars quote.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was actually thinking earlier, like, what if I start naming the episodes, Star Wars episodes?
I would probably walk away.
Christo's like, nope, this podcast is over. Nope, you're not.
We're done.
Star Wars in
We're
here.
cancelled.
Revenge of the Chloe.
Oh God!
This one will be The Rise of Tim. No, that sounds really dirty. God damn it!
Chris.
We're gay men and we think about sexual stuff.
Everything.
Oh, God, I don't even know if this is going to make it in. Hi, Christo.
Better.
Hello, fellow professional podcaster. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine.
Clearly.
So, running on fumes because today we've actually recorded two things. We recorded an intro for episode 8 because Christo was not there for the interview with River.
Yes.
If you could see my hand gesturing, it was I am material girl. And we are doing this episode now, episode 9.
Yay.
With our guest Tim Campbell today. Mr. Bird 2021. We'll get into it. And all that great stuff. But Christo, how have you been?
I've been pretty good. Yeah, not much has really happened in the last week. I don't know.
No.
However long it's been.
Week, 2 weeks. Yeah, I know. Remember,
It all blends into one now for me.
Yeah, fortnightly schedule. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Me too with everything how busy I am. So It's good to finally have you here for a full episode now.
Yes.
Christo's
I'm
finally
back.
returned.
I'm back, bitches.
No. And we're very, very happy that you're here. It's not just me taking the interviews now.
No.
But no, so this is our is it penultimate? Is that what the word is for, like, second last?
Don't ask me.
Okay. It's our second last episode before the end of season 1.
Oh God.
So next episode 10, will be the season finale.
Yes.
And trying to organize guests.
What are we going to do for that?
Oh, we'll just have to wait and see, shall we?
Yes.
But no, very excited. We have been very, very grateful for the support that you've given us throughout the season. I'm not going to do the whole sappy spiel. I'll wait till next episode for that.
Yes.
But we've definitely got a lot of people who have interacted with us. We actually got, and I forgot to mention this in the previous episode. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. I won't name any names here. But we've actually had people come back and talk to us about our podcast and how it's actually personally helped them. And that almost brings a tear to my eye. I'll bring it up now. I won't say who it is. Oh, here we go. So again, I won't say who they are, but they're definitely going through a self-discovery for how they identify and how they want to be referred to pronouns-wise. And one of the comments was that your podcast is inspiring me to come out. I've come out to my parents and my siblings and 2 friends so far. And oh my God, that's exactly
amazing.
That's why we do this. That's why we do this podcast. Not just to get to know people in the queer community and get to showcase that, but the fact that people have been inspired to come out through this. Yeah. Like that
shows that we're doing something really good.
Like that's just hitting me. And sorry, I want to tear it up for a second. Sorry.
It's okay.
Because that's just so wonderful. And
it's beautiful.
If I can help, even if I help one person with that, I don't care. That's enough for me. That's enough for me.
Then we've done what we can. Yeah.
Exactly. And we will keep doing what we do. This is how we do. This is how we roll.
Yeah.
Anyway, so appreciate that. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to our guests. We've got Tim coming up, and let's get into it.
Hey everyone, this is Chloe from episode 3, and you're listening to Queer Stories on the Swan. Always remember to stay fabulous.
So we have our guest here, Tim Campbell. Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. So first of all, noticing the amount of time not the amount of time, but the amount of episodes you've listened to. Thank you so much. You clearly done your research going into this. So I suppose now that you know how the show runs, then go right ahead.
We can just sit back.
Yeah, well, I have listened to a few of them, and yeah, it was quite good. It's very interesting seeing everyone's different points of view. And I did notice, the first sort of question that you guys always ask is, what's your coming out story? So, I guess it's time to tell mine.
All right, Let's do it.
Alrighty. I guess for me, I always knew that I was different from like a very young age, but I didn't know what that difference was. It was like, I just felt different to the other kids at school, and then it wasn't until I was a teenager that I was like, oh, okay, yeah. All right, I get this. This is all right. That's what this is about. That's that point of difference. And then I guess I'm a couple of years older than anyone that you've had on your show, and not that I'm old.
Getting very defensive there, Tim.
Are you sure?
I'm still a gay man, right? I'm still gonna. So I really fought that for quite a few years. To the point where when I was 18, I decided. I grew up in a home with a single mom, and I thought maybe I was feeling this way because I didn't have a strong male influence in my life. So I decided to become a bricklayer. So I did a 3-year bricklaying apprenticeship. And in my 3rd year of my apprenticeship, I was like, yeah, this is not going away. Like this is really, it is what it is.
I'm guessing you were mainly working around men, so that probably didn't help either.
Like, who would have thought working on a site with all the men with their shirts off would have not made me less gay?
Yeah, weird. Interesting.
I think the 3rd year of my apprenticeship, I was 21, and I just was like, all right, this has got to be done. So sort of just started slowly telling people, my mum, my brothers, friends, my boss. And from there sort of, it all went, it's so bizarre. Like after spending so many years thinking about how I was just absolutely terrified of everyone's reaction. Overall, the reactions were good. It's like, oh, cool. I didn't need to waste a decade just fucking stressing about this.
Yeah. It's surprising sometimes, isn't it?
That's really good. Sorry, I didn't cut you off. Sorry.
Oh, no. That's pretty much it. Like, that's my story of, I mean, I'm sure I could tell you like each individual person's reaction and stuff, but, I think one thing about getting older, again, not that I'm old.
You're so fast to say that you're not. So I'll just believe you. Sure.
But one good thing about getting older is a lot of that sort of becomes a distant memory, and all those painful parts really do sort of dissipate in your mind.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So so you said that this is an apprenticeship for being a bricklayer. This is after high school, I'm guessing. What about going further into your life once you started working in other places? What about your first interaction with the community? What made you go, yeah, this is definitely my place?
Yeah. Okay. I guess it was, I think, around the time I turned 21, I went to Connections a few times, and I just sort of was like, oh, these are my people. Like these are the music, everything. I was like, oh, I finally fit in and belong here.
Found your place. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So for me, that was a massive part of it, just realizing that I spent so long in my life believing that I was the only one.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Imagine
And the only gay in the village.
There really wasn't a lot of representation on television and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's amazing how quickly that's come. Like, I think the first gay kiss on TV happened in the early 90s. So, you know, I mean, look, I was still young then as well, but it's like all of a sudden now that every show has at least one or several gay
A
characters.
token gay character. Yeah.
yeah.
But that wasn't so much a thing growing up. Like, you didn't see that so much. I remember I used to they used to have Queer as Folk on SBS, and I used to wait till everyone went to bed and then sneak out to the lounge room and turn it on, but have it like on the volume level of like 1 and sit next to the TV and listen to it, just because I was like, oh my God, there's this connection. There's these people who are like me that I'm not seeing anywhere else in my world, like where I lived. I just didn't see people like that. So I guess now when you hear people always go, oh, representation really matters. It really does. Like, it
really
changes
does.
your life.
You know, there was a lot of people that who now coming out as queer or anything, and they see that a lot in shows now. Suddenly it's not going to feel as like I'm the only person that feels like this and feel incredibly ostracized. Similar to what you went through. Now you said, did you say you grew up during, sorry, did you say you grew up in a country town, or did I hear that wrong?
No, I grew up in the northern suburbs, but that may as well be a country town.
I often say that Perth is basically a glorified country town as a city compared to the rest of the world and Australia.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like, so I moved back to Perth last year after living in Sydney 4 years. And I think that really changed a lot of my views as well. Like, I lived in Sydney in like right in the gay pocket. And
like an apartment on Oxford Street, or
exactly. I actually lived in an apartment on Oxford Street.
Oh, did you actually?
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I love it there.
I've been to Sydney once, and Oxford Street was amazing, and it's huge. It's so big. And the clubs there are like wonderful, and they're huge, and I'm like, damn, Perth is small.
I know.
It's almost like you walk down the street there and you see a straight man and you're like, what are you doing here?
Now you are out of place. What are you wearing under that? No. There's gotta be a jock strap somewhere, right?
Well, that's the dress code for Oxford Street, right?
Now I'm just looking through your list that you sent us about what you wanted to discuss. So you've got your story. What about winning Mr. Bear? Tell us about that. Actually, let's go down and go to talk about what is a bear. Just in case you've got people who are listening who don't know what bear means. We've always got newcomers coming in. So
I mean, well, bear, that is the hardest question, because I mean, I guess when you think of a bear, you think of like an older, heavier set, hairy gentleman, right? That's the sort of stereotypical image. But bear culture really started in the clubs, like back in the earlier days, in the clubs where it was the people who didn't really fit in and the people who didn't sort of fit that like ripped sort of Abercrombie Fitch model image. And so it sort of became this, like, it was almost the outcasts. They all sort of grouped together and started their own sort of culture. And so a bear is really, for me, being a bear is about inclusion. Being a bear is about being part of a community where you all include and support each other. And that's how I got into the bears. Is when I was in Sydney, I had no friends, and I went along to the bear club, and they just took me in, and it didn't matter what I looked like or who I was. They made me feel included and welcome. So for me, being a bear is someone who takes care of their own community.
Yep.
Oh wow.
They look after their cubs.
Yes.
I was gonna say, it's like is the welcome like a bear hug or something? Or I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do that joke all the time, and it's so annoying to people.
And now you've broadcast it.
Now you've all heard my stupid joke.
Yeah.
More or less. All right. So now that you explain what a bear is, go talk about how you won Mr. Bear. But first of all, what is that? What is Mr. Bear?
Okay, so Mr. Bear is a national competition.
Mhm.
So each club in Australia, each bear club in Australia holds a competition to nominate their Mr. Bear for the year.
Mhm.
And so we hold ours, Perth holds ours in November. We call it a Western Roundup. So during that, there's a series of events that we have ending with the big competition on the night. So we had 5 competitors this year. And the 5 of us competed to, become the Mr. Bear for the year. So you often see, maybe if you're out in clubs, you might see someone in a big leather sash walking around. That's usually the reigning bear of the year.
Right. So how do they judge that competition?
So it's based on 3 rounds, or 4 rounds actually. There's the interview round during the day. Then there is a workwear round. So it's very much like a beauty pageant. It's the workwear round, the underwear round, and then the fantasy round. So you perform a show on stage, much like a drag queen would, but it's a very more masculine sort of thing. So I, threw my hat in the ring for that, and I got crowned this year's winner.
Oh,
wow,
congratulations. Well done. So
then,
we have Mr. Bear 2022, 2021 on here.
I'm technically Mr. Bear 2021. So I will go from here. I go to Melbourne in June to compete nationally against the other Mr. Bears. So, and if I win, I become Mr. Bear Australasia 2022.
Ooh, wow. That's a nice ring to it.
Australia.
We're rooting for you.
That's really, definitely rooting for you, Mr. Bear. Well, we'll make sure we don't have any competitors on here. Otherwise, we'll just love you all equally then. Upcoming bear events. So you noted that there was upcoming bear events. Did you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. So our bear club, Bears Perth, is mainly based at Lowton Park. We do have events every 4th Friday and 2nd Saturday of every month.
Right.
So upcoming over the next few weeks, the 14th of May, we have an 80s themed night. So if you want to come along to Lowton Park and dress up in whatever 80s gear you have. So we'll have the 80s party, and then we'll have on the 27th of May, we'll have the AGM.
Excellent.
Where you can come down and really get involved in the Bears Club, and maybe even become a member and vote for the next president.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. What else have you got on here? I love your little itinerary list. It's great. Now, so kickball. So obviously you're involved in the sporting community as well. Kickball. So talk to us about kickball and what for someone who's not a sport expert like me, what is that?
What is sport?
So just explain what
we
kickball
get asked all the time. So basically like baseball, but the person in the middle has a big round dodgeball and they roll it through the field, and then the person at home base kicks it.
Okay.
So it's like a really easy sport that I guess anyone of any sporting ability or accessibility can come down and play. That's very flattering of you. Thank you. I played it in Sydney, and then when I moved back, I was like, man, I really think Perth would do well with a sporting club that, caters to all levels of sporting ability. So started that up, and it's gone really well. So we actually have our tournament on the 15th of May. Anyone can come down that day and join up and play. So just look for Emerald City Kickball Perth on Facebook or Instagram, and you'll find the event there.
Excellent.
All right.
If you're liking the show so far, feel free to follow us on our socials at Queer Stories on the Swan at our Facebook and Instagram. Also, give us a review on whatever platform you get your podcasts, as we really appreciate the feedback. All right. And then so that was the upcoming kickball event. Excellent.
Yes, it's a kickball tournament. It's called Kickball: A League of Their Own. So we're basing it on the 80s movie, A League of Their Own.
I was going to say that sounds very familiar.
Yes. So you dress up in your best baseball gear, and come down and have a play.
Excellent.
Oh.
No, that's wonderful. Anything else you want to add there, Tim? Anything?
I think I have pretty much plugged every single club.
Covered everything. So you're a walking advertisement, basically.
Basically, yeah. That's the word for everything at the moment. No, but what I do love about what I do at the moment is representing clubs that are really inclusive in Perth, because I think there's a lot of people out there who, like me, when I thought I was the only gay in Perth, don't have a place or haven't yet found their place. So I'm really about, I love showing everyone that there is places out there that you can be a part of and that are really welcoming.
That's great. And the people you'll be targeting as well, the people that you'll be impacting as well, are the gay kids or queer kids who were never good at sport and just didn't feel like they fit, like me. Like I hated sport in school. I hated it. The only thing I kind of liked was dodgeball because I had the opportunity to yeet balls in people's faces and not make it sound gay. But like anything like with footy, soccer, anything, I was like, nah, no.
Oh, wow.
No,
Yeah.
it was the word.
Yeah, I think there's like a big thing with us gay kids where we really took some trauma on from sports in school.
Yeah.
So, watching people come down and be part of a sport and watching them change that mindset around and almost heal that trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I've seen like the Perth Spectres and Perth Front Runners and all that. And I think that's just wonderful. I wish I knew that as a teenager. I mean, that might have been back in the day, but I didn't know. I hadn't fully come out yet. I didn't know what to do. But I'm just glad that there's something there now for the kids of this generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Imagine if they don't have to feel that way or hold on to that hatred of sports for years and years. If they can let that go early on, oh man, the world's just going to be a better place for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Love it. Love.
Oh yeah. So what's your advice to like the younger generation on, I guess, being queer or gay or whatever,
Well, that's a big question.
Yeah, it is.
I guess the advice that I would give my younger self is don't be so hard on yourself. Like everything will sort of work out in time. There's a lot of pressure in the gay community, I think, to be a lot of things.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I think once you realize you don't have to be that you can just be yourself and people will love you for that, everything changes. Immediately, everything will change. But don't rush yourself. Like it takes time to get to that place. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
Now, Tim, would you be happy to plug in your social, like your personal socials, or is there a club that you run that you want to just plug in here?
Okay.
Since you're a walking advertisement.
Yeah.
Advertise everything.
Advertisement. All right. Let me go. I got my personal Instagram is Timstagrams with 2 M's and 2 S's at the end.
Yeah.
Then there's EC Kickball Perth to find out where all the kickball's happening. And then there is also Bears Perth is to find out all about the latest Bears events.
Excellent.
Cool. Nice.
Perfect. Is there anything else we want to add, guys, or do we think we've covered it? We're all good?
No.
I think we're
I
good.
think we're all good.
No
one answer. Just
okay. Sorry, Tim. I don't think I got this. Did we get your pronouns at the start? I got to make that a point now. So to see him.
Yeah, they're him. Yeah.
Him. Excellent. Cool. All right. Thank you so much, Tim, for joining us for this episode. Really appreciate it. I know we've been trying to get you on for a while, but we finally got it.
Yay.
We got there in the end. That's all that counts, right?
We did. Thank you so much again for reaching out to be on the show, and thank you for the support. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
And good luck with the competition in the future.
Yes,
Mr. Bear.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe you'll
Keep it
have
on.
to have Mr. Bear Australasia back.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Want to follow up probably next season when we start doing that. Excellent. All right. Thank you so much, Tim. We'll let you go. And excellent.
Lovely
Thanks,
to
Tim.
meet you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to Queer Stories on the Swan. You can leave a review for us wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us on our socials on Facebook and Instagram.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Christo.
And
Stay fabulous. That's a great outtake.
Oh, I'm so bad. I can't even say a word of the intro without choking.
That has to make it, right?
Yeah, I'm putting that in.